Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we've been ambushed. Invasion Lin Lin is back, and she is by far, well, not by far, probably arguably the best free-to-play unit in the game. And now that she's out for about a week during this anniversary period, if you guys are looking for stuff to do with new units and stuff like that, I've got you back, because in this particular video today, we are going to be taking on Ambush Lin Lin, but I am going to be bringing the Yonkos. So I'm going to be bringing two teams that have both Shanks and BlackBeard as the leader for one team, and then Kaido and WhiteBeard as the leader for the other. On the back end of the video, though, I will be doing another two teams, one using V4 Law. I really want to take V4 Law into this particular fight, as well as doing one with the new Luffy Sanji, as they are obviously very, very good. Now, I have done a bunch of other videos as well, and I am going to sort of have a ramble about that and the character while we sort of make our way through this particular piece of content, as BlackBeard is a little bit slow. So I do have done two videos already on Ambush Lin Lin, but they were from about 4 months ago, so I will leave a card at the top of the video for you guys here, as well as leaving the links in the description for you guys, so you guys can check out those videos if these teams sort of don't suit you guys, I guess is the best way to put it. But touching on Ambush Lin Lin, she is one of the best free-to-play unit of the game, if not the best free-to-play unit of the game. Basically, what she does is she removes 6 turns of attack down, 6 turns of bind, and 6 turns of despair. Not only does she do that, but she also... Oops, I was meant to use BlackBeard special there. She also will... What do we want to do here? Hang on. I'm going to kill these guys. She will also make her own orb recovery, as well as make adjacent orbs recovery. Now, the big reason that's amazing is because she's a powerhouse unit and a driven unit as well. But powerhouses have access to ships like Zunisha. Very, very easy to make recovery orbs matching. She actually might make recovery orbs matching as a sailor as well. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think she does. But with the resurgence of driven on JP, with like the Akainu Ace unit versus the Versus unit, as well as powerhouse being like the best, one of the best classes in the entire game, she does see a lot of play in a lot of teams, and for a free-to-play unit, she is very, very good. So if you have the time, if you are looking for something to do throughout the anniversary, if you're struggling for content, there is some stuff that you guys can be doing if you haven't finished this unit already, as she is very, very good. Very, very good. So we're going to make our way through this particular piece of content. As I've been rambling away, I've just been sort of getting BlackBeard's specials ready. I don't think we're going to need anything bigger than 3 times, to be honest. We do have a lot of cooldown here as well, so we might we might use it, because we do have a lot of cooldown here. I did basically build this team with cooldowns as well in mind. I was doing the Clash Akainu for this particular fight, or like to get this to trigger, but basically just take on any ambush that's around 8 stars. I think it has to be 8 star above for 100% chance of the ambush. So just take on any ambush that's going to be nice and easy for you guys to beat. So we do actually want to take a shot here, so that way we can get some cooldowns for BlackBeard. I don't think these guys do too much. They do like a lot of damage, but like that's about it. And then as they're on a 3-turn cooldown, we should be able to take them out after that. Because we've got matching orbs. This team has too good for matching orbs. Alright, so on stage 4, we come up against Strusen. This is where the fight starts to get a little bit tricky, as Strusen is going to roll our specials back by 4 turns. This is why I brought the Sobercook unit, as Sobercook's very, very good to get our specials back. So we are going to use... Do I want to use his special now? I think I'm going to hang on to his special. I'll use that on the next turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that on the next turn. Downside to this is we have to hit goods, which sucks a lot. Okay, we can go good, 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 good. Honestly, I probably should do a good with Shanks and hit the final shot with BlackBeard, as Shanks has barrier pen, but it is what it is. As Strusen is going to hit us too, we are going to get some cooldowns for our BlackBeard as well, which is great. But we do get glooned for 6 turns on stage 2. Basically, Strusen's going to blind our bottom row for 6 turns, and then he's going to special minus and run away on the next turn. But we do want to get rid of him before that. So we are going to use our special of the Sobercook here. He's going to give us some cooldowns. Then we can use our Carrot special. Carrot's going to give us an attack buff for our Psy units. We do have Wonder to lock the... Oh, what? That's going to rotate the orbs? That sucks. I thought it didn't rotate if they were matching. Oh, well, it is what it is. Then we're going to use our Yasop special. He's going to give us some more cooldowns. Then we can use the super typing of our Shanks. And then we can use our Ben Beckman special to not only remove the barrier, but also give us an orb buff as well. Finally, we are just going to use the Shanks special because why the hell not? I really want to kill Strusen on this particular turn here, and I think we should be able to do that with all of our buffs live. Yeah, easy claps. As I mentioned, Strusen's going to run away after 3 turns. But if he does run away, he's going to special bind you for like 8 turns or something like that. So it is very annoying to get around. But with some of my other teams, you guys will see at in the end, or in the description or in those little cards, if you guys want to check them out, they do get around that. But basically, once we get to the end here against Big Mom, we're basically just going to use our BlackBeard and win. No issues whatsoever. Unfortunately, we do lose a unit when we do use a HP cut, but we actually do not care at all with this particular team, as we still have the chain buff from Shanks, we have the super typing as well, and with BlackBeard with the 4 times attack and the 4 times orb, it's just see you later for our girl Big Mom. So there you guys go. That was the Shanks and BlackBeard teaming up. Such a weird little combination to be using together, but I mean, Mono In still does it fairly well, and honestly, like the subs, they're not exactly the easiest to obtain, but 2 of them were free to play, 2 of them being limited rare recruit Kazunas. I had to bring Shanks' crew though, so I do apologize about that. But as I mentioned, I do have some other teams in the description below for you. So moving on to the next team now, we are using the powerhouse Yonkos. So we've got WhiteBeard and Kaido combination. So using these guys together is actually fairly easy, as they are both powerhouse and striker leaders. So as there are no normal attacks on this ambushed Lin Lin, we can just use Kaido, so it'll just blast our way through the fodder stages. Downside to Kaido is it's very hard to stall, so we do have Sabo and we do have speed on this particular team to give us cooldowns. Very important, because we actually get our specials rolled back on the Strusen stage as well, which can be very annoying and can sort of cuck most Kaido teams. So we're just going to blast our way through. We are using the Shark Superb as well, so we can get that cooldown. And as we're blasting our way through, we can get a higher sort of damage multiplier. So on stage 4, we come up against Strusen. He's going to roll our specials back, which is very annoying, but Sabo and Speed are both immune to that. He does have a good barrier though, so we do have to break the good barrier before we can actually hit him. So we are going to switch with Jumanji, so we can get a little bit of extra damage there, and then we can go from there. So remember that Garb has barrier pen as well, so that is something to note. You ideally want to attack with him now, because then Sabo, when he breaks the barrier, does a little bit of damage. And then we can finish it off with our Jumanji, as they have an orb. And then Kaido's end of turn damage is going to do a lot to Strusen. On the next turn, he's going to have a great barrier. And this is where things get a little bit tricky, as we are using the Shark Superb. So what we want to do here is switch with our Jumanji once again. We are going to use the special of our speed unit, so that way we can get 2 turns of cooldown, as our bottom row is going to get blinded on the next turn. So we do want to hit our greats. Another thing to note with this particular team too is actually we do have Halloween Ace as a support on our Sabo unit, so we can remove bind. Very important that you have that. Otherwise you have to bring far out. Alright, well, we're not doing any damage now. That sucks. Man, hitting perfects with the Sharks of Purple, any ship that makes it easy to hit perfects, is so frustrating. So once we get to stage 3 of Strusen, he's going to bind our bottom row, but Halloween Ace is going to get rid of that. And then what we can do is just we can switch again with our Jumanji unit, and then we can use our WhiteBeard special. WhiteBeard's going to remove the Gloom, as well as give a chain buff, as well as an attack buff as well. Now we can hit our perfects, and we should be hunky-dory here. Boom. Man, I love the new barrier pen update. It's so much better. The fact that you can still break a barrier and do damage is so good. On the final stage, we come up against young Lin Lin. She has 99 turns of damage reduction. She's immune to defense down and poison, which is what it is, I guess. It's better than full immunity, but the damage reduction is very frustrating. So what we want to do here is we want to switch with our Jumanji. Then we can use the special of Jumanji. Then we can use the special of Garp. And then we're going to use the special of Sabo. Now, Sabo is going to give us cooldowns, but because he also rotates orbs, we are going to lose one of our units. Now, ideally, you just don't want it to be one of your captains. So as you saw there, I'm going to reload the game quickly. And then that way we can hopefully not have one of our captains blown away. Alright, so we did have our guard blown away, which shouldn't be an issue. Honestly, as long as like one of your captains doesn't get blown away, you should be hunky-dory from here on out, as we should have heaps of damage to take out Lin Lin just with the 3 units that do actually have orbs. And then just using Kaido's end of turn damage should hopefully do the rest. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. We should still be okay here, as we still do have Kaido's end of turn damage. As long as she doesn't blow Kaido away, we should be fine here. As Kaido should still do end of turn damage. And see you later. So there you go. Not the most reliable team, I guess. Probably using 2 Kaidos is probably a bit easier. Or finding a way to sort of get matching orbs without rotating orbs. That's the trickiest part, like just rotating the orbs. But, I mean, that team works well, and it was a lot of fun using WhiteBeard and Kaido together. Alright, so for the next team, we're going to take a V4 lore team in. And I have to say, like, on release, this has been one of the most fun units to actually, like, play with in the game for a very long time. Just his mechanic of throwing that damage back that you take is just, it's so unique, and it's a lot of fun to sort of play in your teams and like test it out. So we are going to try that on Big Mom. So I thought we have type advantage, and I was getting very frustrated with like the orbs being rotated and not being able to rotate your orbs. So I thought, screw it, let's just take a shot from Big Mom, let's throw the damage back in her face and see what happens. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get to the end, and we're going to let Big Mom hit us with a shot and then see how much damage we can throw back at her. So downside to V4 lore, though, is the stalling factor, as that if you actually take a shot, you're just going to kill them anyway. So the idea is you're basically just killing them depending on their time accounts regardless, just to get as much cooldowns as possible. So we are using the Novikos Stellar ship as well, so we can get a little bit more cooldowns there. But when we hit the Strusen stage, it gets a little bit tricky, as he actually rolls our specials back by like 4 turns or something silly. So we do have to be mindful of that. Oh, don't kill him. He's on a high cooldown. We'll finish off these guys in the back here. And then we can move on. Now, we actually got lucky with the time accounts of the enemies for this particular run as well. I did a run earlier, and then I was like, no, I want to change how I did it. And we got way better luck with specials. But as you can see, we're going to lose 4 turns of specials there, which goes down to 3 with preemptive. And that's the big reason why we brought this kid. So we do want to break the barrier of Strusen as well here, so we can start throwing damage back as well. Alright, so let's start with Croc. And we do have barrier pen on our Halloween units, so we can get a little bit of damage. That was great. Man, they move way too quick. You just want to really focus on like taking the barrier out though, so we can throw the damage back at Strusen. If we don't break the barrier, you're not actually going to do any damage there, which can be detrimental to your run. So on the next turn, we are going to get gloomed, but obviously Law is immune to that, which is excellent. Now we can use the kid special, and what we're going to do here is we're actually going to use the Amunde special. Amunde is going to do a damage like cut, and then is going to set the defense lower and remove the barrier for us, which is really, really cool, because now we can just attack Strusen with all of our enemies, sorry, all of our units, and he has no barrier to stop us. And even if we didn't kill him there, we would be able to throw damage back to kill him then. Kind of like a counter mechanic. It's really cool. So here we come up against Big Mom, who has 99 turns of damage immunity. Well, not damage immunity. Damage reduction. So this is what we're going to try. We're going to try now and just take shots from Big Mom. And just see how much damage we can actually throw back at her with Law's end of turn damage. So she enrages and she does 14k. So how much damage is that going to be? Okay, so not too much. So on stage 2, she gives us... oh no, she just wipes out orbs again. We can take another one of those shots no matter what, so that's cool. So let's do that again. She enrages. 14k. Alright, hopefully she doesn't do anything under 50% HP. So give me Selma. Oh, she has a HP cut. Law should throw that back, right? No, Law didn't throw it back. Alright, well then we can heal back up. This is why Law's so dumb. Now we do have Corazon on our Law to remove that attack down, but you could also use this Croc. He would work absolutely fine as well. Let's just see if we kill with end of turn damage. What does she do? She enrage again, and then she attacks in the exact same way. think she did a little bit more damage that time. Now she's dead. So there you go. Ambush Lin Lin. Just bring V4 Law. Basically, he just wins. So there you go. I love V4 Law. He's so much fun. Oh, he's so much fun. And for the next team, you love them. You love to hate that they came back so soon. It's Rodin. So yeah, next team is Rodin team. Pretty self-explanatory. Best unit in the game. Flies through content. Does it very, very easily. If you have this team, just fill it with free-to-play units, and then you can just win, basically. No, not the case, but pretty damn close. So on this team, we are using full free-to-play subs. We have the Treasure Map Shanks, Coliseum, Sobercook, and Okiku from the Kizuna. All of these units are very, very good for this content, as they are like special rewinders, and Shanks is a barrier remover. So you can honestly just replace Shanks with anyone that removes barriers. But replace Okiku and Sangara with anyone that can reroll your specials forward, and you're gonna have a good time. Basically, all you need is 2 Rogers and an Odin. That's your attack buff. That's your orb buff. The rest of the rest of the run is pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. We do get to use the Aura Jackson with this team as well, which is greght. All right, now we've got our cooldowns. We can literally move on. Oh, hang on, no, we can't, because we get our specials rolled back. Oh, that was close. I always forget, you got to be very, very careful with, I should have put Liberal Hind. See, this is why Liberal Hind is way better than the Aura Jackson. Like, the Liberal Hind would have helped so much for this particular part here, where you, like, the specials get rolled back. I did bring Pudding, but I don't think that matters. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So, what we can do here is we can use the Sangro special. Then we can use the Okiku special. We can use that twice. That way we can use the Shank special. Like, this is ridiculous. Also, you need someone that can roll specials forward by 2 times with Okiku, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. We're going to use the super typing of Roger purely for the orb lock. We already had a full board of orbs, which is just crazy. Then we can use the Odin special. How many buffs we have as well? Like, just crazy. And then we can use Roger. And with that, like, Strusen should just melt. Yep. This is why Roger and Odin is just, it's such a crazy combo. Like, Roger by himself is very, very good. But, like, obviously when you put Odin on that team, it's like, just fill the rest with whatever you need the rest of the content to do. And they do it so damn well. Like, look at this. Look at this. We just extend the orb buff. We can lock out Wano orbs that she can't get rid of. You can get a tap time bonus with Shanks, because why the hell not? And then, like, that's going to be game. This is why every other unit looks, like, so unimpressive on release compared to these guys. Because just, like, Roger and Odin together, they just do so much work. They literally do so much for your team. And they make, like, 2 stages just complete fodder. So, there you go. That was Rodin team. Probably the most optimal team to beat it, to be real with you. But it obviously does take a little bit of time to get your specials, but it is what it is. So for the final team, we're using the 5th Emperor, and he's crewmate Sanji. But we are bringing the new Luffy Sanji in against Ambush Lin Lin, as they are the newest unit on OPTC Global at the time. And I'm having a lot of fun using them. They're very, very strong captain. Their overheal mechanic is a lot of fun. I don't think they'll be able to do what Odin just did, but what Roger and Odin just did, but they are still very cool nonetheless. Now this team is pretty stacked. I basically just brought Shanks crew to show you guys that you could, if you don't have Luffy Sanji, you can just bring Shanks crew as your leader. Bring a friend Luffy Sanji. You still get the overheal mechanic that way, as well as getting a little bit more utility with the special bind removal, which is great against Strusen if you don't kill him in the 3 turns. You can just sort of let him run away and then use Shanks crew's amazing captain ability to basically remove all the special bind for you, which is just great. As long as you got rid of the gloom, you're pretty much good to go there. But double Luffy Sanji is amazing. They get so much healing. I feel like double meat orbs are probably one of the most underrated abilities in the entire game. Healing is a very, very big mechanic in the game. The only downside to it is there's a lot of RNG related to it. So if you take away the RNG, the mechanic becomes very, very strong. Now, other units on this team, we do have the new Nami that just came out with Luffy Sanji. She can be replaced basically with any character that rolls your specials forward. I just brought her because, again, new unit, like playing with new units. And she is a Psy unit as well, which means that we can bring the little behind. And we can get the most out of the little behind as well as the Flampe special. Now, if you guys weren't around when Flampe was out in the summertime event, or you didn't grab her, you can use anyone that removes barriers. Now, if you guys are pretty big whales like myself, you probably have your hands on someone like V3 or Kaido as well. That is another unit for you guys to have a think about that you could possibly bring. So we're going to use the little behind special here so we get the Nami cooldown. Then we can use the Nami special. Nami's going to give us color affinity as well as roll our specials forward by 1 turn. Then we can use the Nami special again to roll our specials forward again 1 more time. And then we can switch with our Luffy and Sanji's. And we can switch with our Shanks crew for an attack boost as well. So we are going to hit our goods and then break the barrier. And we can hit Struce in there. And then on the next turn, we are going to switch back into everyone, as we do want to have 5 or all of our Psy units. So we're going to switch back into Sanji so we can remove the rest of the Gloom. We do have Corazon on our lore as well, very important there, to remove an extra turn of Despair. And then we can use our Flampe special. Flampe is going to give us an orb buff. And I shouldn't have switched with Shanks crew straight away. I sort of did a premature switch there, but it's not the end of the world because we can use the Luffy Sanji special now, as we don't want to use too many specials on the final stage. And then we can use the Shanks crew special for a chain lock. That way we can carry all of those buffs into the next stage and we can just absolutely destroy Strucin. We're going to get a lot of healing back as well, which is going to trigger the limit break ability of Luffy Sanji as well, giving them a little bit more damage. And then we can move into the final stage against Big Mom. Now, Big Mom is going to put up 99 turns of damage reduction, and she takes away all of our orbs. So we are going to use the Lore special here. That does rotate them. Damn. Okay, if you lose your captain, you have to reload the game, unfortunately. That's just GG. Let's use Luffy Sanji then. Then we can use Lore. Okay, and then hopefully we'll have the damage. Well, Roden was pretty impressive, but then again, so was Luffy and Sanji. That was 4 characters. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So there you guys go. There were my teams for Ambush Lin Lin. Like I said, I will leave timestamps in the description below, as well as links to the other teams. They might help you out as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt that like button. If you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post too, hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, wherever you are in this beautiful world, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lights!